Hello all and welcome to FI's official video channel, your daily source of crypto analysis. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel and follow us on X and Facebook. If you think that the upcoming US election will have a profound impact on the Bitcoin market, then this video is for you. You and I are sure that a Donald Trump win will be bullish for Bitcoin. But wait, what happens to Bitcoin if Kamala Harris beats Donald Trump? In this video, we want to discuss the possibility and its potential impact on the Bitcoin market. So without further ado, let's discuss this topic after this intro. So before we dwell into the Kamala Harris thing, we have to first look at the Bitcoin chart. I want you to know where we are right now in terms of prices so that in the later part of the video, I can explain where the price can be once or if Kamala Harris is elected. So you're looking at the Bitcoin US dollar daily chart on Bitstamp, and I'm just going to zoom it for you. You can see that we have been in a very brutal bear market. Of course, you all know that. There are multitude of reasons behind it, but the important thing to notice right now is that we have been down very much since the Trump speech on 27 July. Let me just draw this here. So you can see that we have fallen by up to 28.57%, and right now with this candle we are down by 19.25% since Donald Trump gave his very popular pro-crypto speech on July 27. So in no way that speech has helped the Bitcoin price rally. Instead, the market has been down because of a very brutal global stock market sell-off. And there are multiple reasons behind it. One of the first reason is the unwinding of position in the tech stocks. The tech stocks, particularly the Nasdaq, as you can see on this chart, it has dropped brutally in the recent months. If I really compare from the local top here on 11 July, we have been down by up to 17.31%, and right now it's down by 11.72%. In the stock market, it's considered quite brutal. I know we see this kind of drops in crypto market, but in stock market, it's like a lot of money and liquidity is involved. So people lose a lot of money. And so, which is why I am looking at this correlation between Nasdaq and Bitcoin USD chart. We are seeing that people, the risk traders in particular, they are unwinding their positions right now. And we can match that with the VIX volatility chart as well. You can see that the VIX basically, it tells you about the stock market volatility, at what rate people are selling or buying the stocks. And the higher it goes, it shows that people are becoming more erratic. Traders are becoming more erratic and they are panicking. So there are a lot of selling positions, there are a lot of buying positions. And because of that, we see this VIX rising. As you can see, on 5th August, this thing rose to 65.73, a level I can't even see this level like being touched recently. Yep, maybe in April 2020 during the COVID time, I think we saw VIX rising to this extreme level. So you can see that market is clearly panicking, and because of that panic, people are de-risking from their stock portfolio, which is in turn getting translated to the crypto market sell-off, hurting Bitcoin. So this has been the core reason. But yes, in the recent 2 days or 3 sessions, we have seen that the volatility has come down a lot. So it simply means that the market is returning to the calm. It is a good thing. It means that many people who have lost money, they are not trading anymore. And the people who have made money, they have additional liquidity. They might be waiting on the sidelines to wait for further confirmation, further catalyst, fundamentals to position themselves for further price action in the stock and crypto market. So this VIX volatility really tells us a lot about the calm right now, a relative calm, which is a good thing for crypto altogether. We also have Dan Tapiero here, a very seasoned and professional investor on Wall Street. He also says, in his tweet that likely that yesterday was low in everything. He's talking about stock market and crypto market. Why? Third largest spike in VIX in the past 35 years. So this spike which we had, which I was talking about just a couple of seconds ago, it's actually the third largest, and the first 2 large ones came in 2008 economic crisis and during the COVID-19 pandemic in March, April, which we just discussed. And Dan Tapiero is clearly saying that Bitcoin and Nasdaq, because now the VIX is coming down, the Bitcoin and Nasdaq now has the opportunity to be higher by year end. So maybe the price will rebound, it will bottom out, and we will see Bitcoin to new highs by the end of this year. And I 100% believe Dan Tapiro's assessment for Bitcoin. I also think that the Bitcoin price will rebound and will reach newer highs by the end of this year. But I also have some points to add. Because I think we all have been assessing the Federal Reserve's dialogue on the interest rates in the recent months, and of recently in the past week many things have changed. I just want to show you another chart here. It's a CME Group assessment of interest rates that compares target rate probabilities. You can see that for the September 18 meeting, now traders are betting for a 0.5% interest rate cut. 63.5% traders, they are betting that the Federal Reserve will cut their interest rate by 0.5%. You can see that just a month ago, only 5.5% traders agreed with such a hike, such an interest rate cut. But now it's gone up a lot. And if I move it further, if I move it to November meeting, you will see that we are anticipating another rate cut, a 25 BPS, 0.25% rate cut. So we are already talking about 0.75% interest rate cut by November. And if I take it further notch up in December, then you can also see that they're anticipating another rate cut. So we are talking about a whole 1% interest rate cut by the end of this year. And you know what interest rate does. When an interest rate is reduced, it simply means that the attraction toward the yielding assets like US Treasury notes, be it 2-year notes or 10-year notes, people lose their interest in those safe haven assets. And instead, they want to put money in something that is non-yielding, higher risky assets. So that is how we see money going into the stock and in the Bitcoin market. It has happened during the pandemic as well, during the March 2020 intervention. When the market crashed in March 2020, Federal Reserve announced that they will reduce their interest rate to near zero. And on the top of that, they also started their money printer by buying treasury bonds. So they were injecting more liquidity in the market, due to which there was additional supply of US dollar became cheaper, and that clearly impacted the bullish performance of Bitcoin and the stock market. So we are now looking at, if not the same, but similar scenario leading up to December 2024. So a 1% potential rate cut by the end of this year, combined with an election in November 2024, we are looking at a very volatile or very interesting session in the next few months. And in the next section, I want to discuss about the same. What if Kamala Harris wins the election, not Donald Trump, the so-called pro-crypto candidate? Let's discuss. Guys, did you know that there are 93 million users, crypto users in America right now, out of the total population of 333 million Americans? So that is about 28% of the total US population that is now using cryptocurrencies. No wonder Donald Trump is so interested in being crypto right now. I mean, just 4 or 5 years ago, he was shitting on crypto, calling it a scam. His treasury, Steven Mnuchin, he was just destroying crypto in public channels, and Donald Trump was totally supporting it. But somehow he had a change of heart, and now he has become a pro-crypto person. Now that is what the nature of politician is. An anti-crypto person turned pro-crypto. So why it cannot happen with Kamala Harris? And now we are looking at evidence that Democrats are actually softening up to cryptocurrencies. For those who do not know yet, Democrats have been totally anti-crypto. They have been trying to stifle the innovation for the last few years under Joe Biden administration, who appointed Gary Gensler as the chief of US Securities and Exchange Commission. They have been after almost every popular exchange or crypto project ever by bringing their tokens under the Howey test by calling them securities. SEC versus XRP, SEC versus Coinbase, SEC versus Binance. The cases are endless. And as of late, they have been also retreating back. Just a few weeks ago, the SEC said that they don't consider Solana or Cardano as securities, a thing they had clearly mentioned in their original lawsuit against Binance and Coinbase. So now they are retreating, and this is itself a sign that Democrats like Trump are retreating on crypto. They are trying to become pro crypto from anti crypto. Why? Because there are 93 million Americans who are using cryptocurrencies. And this is the coolest example ever. We have Eleanor Terrett here. She's a Fox correspondent, and she tweets new a collection of Democrats in the crypto space who do not want to see Donald Trump run away with this issue have created a group called Crypto for Harris. Now, where does this group come from? The group says it will hold a public virtual town hall next Wednesday to discuss ways it plans to support the Harris campaign. Billionaire entrepreneur Mark Cuban will speak at the meeting alongside other industry participants, and she's retweeting this particular tweet, Crypto for Harris. Let's click on it. Join our virtual town hall next Wednesday to hear from the elected officials, policy leaders, and industry heavyweights, including Mark Cuban, on our plans to support the campaign and where you can get involved. Crypto for Harris. When you see a tweet like Crypto for Harris, what does it tell you? What does it tell you about the Democrats' changing stance toward cryptocurrencies? Donald Trump, however 180-degree flip he might have done, but he has triggered crypto as a very main core topic this US presidential election. Kamala Harris has no choice but to tackle Donald Trump on his crypto rhetoric. She wants to compete him on that. She wants to woo the voter. This is the whole concept of philosophy of democracy, that you take care of your voters. So when you become larger in numbers, even Democrats come after you and say, yes, we want to actually regulate crypto. We want to make sure that US becomes the crypto hub of the world. The same thing Donald Trump has said. So whatever he meant by that, he wanted to woo voter, but he clearly influenced Kamala Harris and the rest of the Democrats to join the crypto run. They will be able to regulate this thing in the future. They might not even stifle it. We might see some good policy changes in the future. So if Kamala Harris becomes the president of the United States, if she becomes that person, I don't think it's gonna hurt crypto, Bitcoin in particular, very much. So having said that, let's come back to the Bitcoin chart. I'm using a weekly one because we need to see the long-term impact of the Fed rate cuts and the Kamala Harris campaign, if she wins or not, whatever. We are trying to see where Bitcoin will lead into the speculation of her win or Donald Trump's win. So this is the weekly chart for you, and you can see that we are clearly holding above this red line support. This is the 50-week exponential moving average, which is right now at 53,197.96. So Bitcoin is pretty much holding above it. We have seen a small bullish rejection here, this long candle. If you just, so see this rejection, this long wick that is forming to the downside. This is actually a rejection. It means that buyers are pretty much active near this EMA, and as long as we are holding above this red line, red wave, there can be a very great rebound ahead. And I'm talking about in the days leading up to the Federal Reserve interest rate cuts, followed by the US election. And by the end of this year, we might even see Bitcoin going to an all-time high. Same what Dan Tapiro said in its tweet, which I discussed at the beginning of this analysis, that this is quite the possibility. Of course, there is no way to predict how far we can go. This is impossible right now. But if I just use a Fibonacci to predict some levels, I'm using this up and down side because it's more accurate. So you can see that we are trying to stay above 56,800 right now. That is 0.786 Fibonacci. A bounce from here, we can go to 67,855. So this is the near-term target that we can see actually after the first rate cut in September. So we can anticipate between September to November that we reach 67,000 again. And if there is any luck, if there is any further upward push, then of course we can touch 70,000 all over again, $70,000, $74,000. That is the clear target for the end of this year. Because yes, all the fundamentals are supporting us. Despite whatever happened this week and the last week, we are still looking pretty solid. But this is a crypto market. It is full of risks. So I want to bring you back to the ground and tell you one more thing. Please watch this weekly chart for prices potential to break below this red line, this 50 EMA line. So if you see price breaking below it, I think this might invalidate our bullish analogy altogether. Despite the fundamentals, you have to really check that if there is a decisive breakdown. With decisive, I mean that if the price breaks below this 50 EMA with higher volumes. So yeah guys, if you see any decisive breakdown below the 50-week exponential moving average, this red wave with higher volumes, then you can anticipate the price to continue its decline toward these Fibonacci levels, beginning with 48,122, then you have 42,000, then something near 36,000. This 36,000 level, by the way, is one of my favorites right now because it's coinciding with this 200-week exponential moving average, this blue wave. So when I see this confluence of support and downside targets, it just makes sense that people will be psychologically driven toward that level as well, all the bears I mean. So any decisive breakdown, like I said, from this 50-week EMA can crash the price to this blue wave, that is 200-week EMA. So watch out for that. Even though our analysis is quite bullish with Kamala Harris or Trump or even Fed rate cuts, more liquidity, things are looking okay, but you know, it's crypto. We cannot trust crypto, it's just volatile. So I just want you to make sure that you protect your assets and still be able to make enough money during the decline, maybe buy the dips, all up to you. This is not an investment advice, so I will leave up to you. So that was the video guys. Do let us know what you thought about it in the comment box below. If you liked it, please like it, and if you like it too much, please subscribe to us. Please click the bell icon so you can know about our next videos. And if you want us to cover any more crypto tokens, if you have any favorites among the top 20, 25, you can actually tell us, and we try our best to give you the most full-fledged analysis ever, including on-chain, fundamental and technical. So we'll be waiting on your words, and you have a nice day ahead and a nice week ahead and make some money. Why not? So see you again.